hadn't thought about it, but us, in our group, we decided to bless our waiter and wish him a Merry Christmas and tell him that Jesus loved him.
Did you?
Seriously?
Right, because we're the ones in the group that felt like doing it. So we got to the way.
Don't talk to the camera.
You had more money in your envelope.
Talk to us.
Oh, okay. We have more money in our envelope, so we blessed him. That's one of ours. So who else?
Okay, so you blessed the waiter right away, right before you left.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
man,
We did.
okay.
So can we ask how much you
Huh?
blessed? Can we ask how much you gave him?
Oh, we gave him 10,
10.
and we didn't give him more than 10 because we didn't, somehow the Lord just shared with me that
Yeah.
if I gave him 20 or
Yeah.
30, it would look like charity, and it seemed like for some reason that I felt like it was gonna be offended if we did that, so we blessed him with more of a tip, and a Jesus loves him, and
That's
to wish
good.
him a Merry Christmas.
That's good.
That's one. Do you want to do all of our group?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to do it for the camera. Just talk to the group,
Okay. I will
and just.
let them share.
I'm just.
I
This is
shared
for.
one.
Okay, so then the next one we went to, we didn't know who to go to, so we just kind of scoped the whole place out. We kept looking, and finally this guy just walked past us, and Daryl looked at us, and we go, yeah. And so I just, how did we say that? You said we want to bless you, and I just put the $100 in his hand, and he goes, oh, well, thanks. I'll pay it forward someday or return the favor or something is what he said. And he was pretty uneventful. So, we felt like,
Oh,
we
that's-
don't know if we messed up doing him or not.
We want a tear from the eye. We want a hug.
No, he was on
Just kidding.
He was not like
He
that.
was appreciative.
No.
He had two little, looked like twin girls.
It looked like his mouth was gonna.
Yeah, now he was very surprised. He was very surprised, and I don't know if he thought we were going to
Yeah.
give him more than that, but
Yeah.
I did tell him that.
Like, what do you expect, buddy? $100. It's like,
But we
That's
did
cool.
wish him a Merry Christmas.
yeah.
We told him Jesus loves
Yeah.
him, and we hope his family had a nice Christmas and such. And
Cool.
so,
Yeah.
and he said, "I'll return the favor." I said, "Thank you very much," and I'll return the favor. So I thought, well, that's interesting that he's willing to pass the blessing on, or at least that he expressed us. Yeah.
Okay.
Told him about the good one.
And then the good one was that Daryl said he had a vision that a woman had a baby in a buggy. And so, in her buggy, we talked about buggy, shopping cart, okay.
Oh, okay.
So, so we were walking through and kept looking and we didn't see a woman with a baby in her buggy. So finally we were looking around and I said, Daryl, is that a baby in the buggy? And he goes, yes. So we went down and this woman was looking at books like to buy. And so I go, oh, your baby's so cute. And I started talking to her about her baby. So then we were getting awkward standing there. Like she was saying, well, she doesn't know about stranger danger yet or something. And we were standing there and I
I
thought,
think that was for us.
So Daryl says, well, we just want to bless you today. And we're a little group from the Vineyard Church. And so he gave her money and she goes, oh, can I hug you? And she hugged each of us. And I told her Jesus loved her. And that
That's
was a
awesome.
good one. So,
That is awesome.
Then we were all done. Yeah, so
That's
that was
great.
good.
That's awesome.
Stranger
Oh,
danger.
and
I
then
never
she
heard that.
said, can we get,
No.
then all of a sudden it turned into, can I give you a hug? So she gave every one of us a big old hug.
She looked like she was gonna cry or
She
something.
didn't know
Yeah,
how
but
much we
she
gave
did.
her either. She was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
happy to get some cash. It looked like she was a single mom.
Cool.
It appeared like she was a single mom.
So
So,
that was all
Praise
right.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was-
Good stuff.
And the baby was cute.
Yes, the baby was
The
cute.
baby was cute.
And you guys went to Kroger.
Right.
we went to Kroger.
Next.
All right. Was that awkward? Okay. Now I'm going.
Counting out every last nickel she had. She had piles of nickels on the counter, trying to count out her money.
Oh, right. Okay.
But she had already paid, her deal was done, so as she was coming towards us, we had a $20 bill, and we just asked if we could bless her with that. First, she didn't want to take it, but as we talked, and her name was Judy, which was kind of fun, she got to sharing how hard it is before payday, and payday is not until next Wednesday, to keep her bills covered and make ends meet. So we convinced her to keep the 20, although at first she wasn't sure she should. but she did. And then we asked if she had any prayer requests, and she began to share a lot of things about, concerns for bills, and I don't remember what
Yeah.
all her prayer requests.
A lot of it was financial concerns.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we had a wonderful prayer time, blessed time with her, and she was truly receptive and truly blessed.
And you prayed with her right there?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Then,
Mhm.
the second one there was a man who was at the cash register with a whole lot of canned goods. So we asked if we could pay for his groceries, and he was not real responsive. But he finally said we could. So once we got his paid for, he left. He didn't have too much to say.
Yeah.
But we feel a seed was planted.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. A seed was
Yeah.
planted, and he wasn't processing it in front of us,
Right.
but we felt he was going to process it after he went out.
He smiled a little bit. It was interesting when we were waiting on God. I kind of saw a picture of an older lady that was kind of hunched over, like kind of humpbacked a little bit, and a man that was a little bit heavier set. And that was exactly the first two people we saw.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Yes.
I think that was from the Lord.
Yes.
So yeah.
So then we decided, okay, let's move on to Walmart.
Does Larry want to
Switch
share a
to
little
Larry,
bit
okay.
in light of the fact that I don't know how you discerned for us to talk to her.
Well,
But-
I just felt that from the very beginning that Walmart was the place, because my experience around Marysville, seeing people, Walmart has the most conglomerated group of people I've ever seen. If we'd have gone to Myers, to me, there's a little bit more of an upscale feeling as you go in there, and you don't see the needy looking people, you might say, at Myers. But anyway, Walmart's got them all. And anyway, we first thought about going to layaway and checking it out there and see if anybody had layaways that they couldn't afford to pay, and we would talk to them about it. But their plan stopped December 14th, so there was no more layaways after that. And the
Right.
assistant manager we talked to said that things had been taken care of and there's no thing there. But he liked the idea of what we were trying to do. And
We got to share with him about what we were doing, and it blessed. I think it blessed him.
That's
Like he was like, "God bless you guys," and then he found us later and tried to explain that there might be some things we could help in jewelry. Did you know
I
that?
didn't know that.
And he was like saying there's some layaways in jewelry,
yeah, I think that's what he was saying.
Oh.
but we said we already got rid of our money. Sorry.
Sorry.
But I could tell that he liked what we were doing.
That's
Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Well, we were over in the food section because I thought there'd be more people there loaded down and with their burden. And I saw this young lady with a cart overflowing, and just a quick look at what she had. It was just in sundries of all kinds, needed things. So I pointed her out, and later she was in an aisle already going up, and so we went over and we stood there and waited a while, and it was her turn to come through. And finally got to the point, and I said, ma'am, you have an awful lot of groceries here. We'd like to help out. And so we had $110 left at that point, and I gave it to her, and her eyes got so red all at once that she just had a story to tell us too. I mean, it was somebody we knew by various generations back, but anyways, there was some, her mother-in-law, I think it was, had liver cancer or something.
mother.
Her mother. And then she said they were making cookies and all this kind of thing, so she had a full schedule, I think, and she just, at first, she was not receptive to the money, but then as we talked, she gratefully accepted it, and we thought that that was a terrific thing. That she was so honest and sincere about everything, and she just thanked us up one side and down the other.
And she did make the point that everything in her cart was for her daycare. For the next day, they were going to be making things for Christmas
cool.
in
It
her
was awesome.
daycare.
Yeah.
Which, that made you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She
you
was
went-
she was genuinely moved.
Yes, she was.
Like she was very emotional.
Wanted to hug and she cried.
Yeah.
So you went to Dollar General and
And
Walmart.
Yes.
Very good.
Yep.
Wow.
We want to hear your story.
Well, we prayed, and when we were praying at Donato's, and when you said it might be someplace that you wouldn't have thought about, and
Right.
Neil says, I feel very strong we should go to Walgreens, and me and Pam are like, Walgreens? What? And then immediately I remembered you saying that, and it spoke true to my heart.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay. So me and Pam got on Neil's bandwagon, and we went to Walgreens. And so we're in there, and we're just like you guys. Okay, how do we know who? And there hardly isn't anybody in Walgreens. So we were just about to leave, and I had seen this lady, and she looked like she needed help. And so we were like, okay. And we kept losing her. Like, she kept almost was like invisible to us. And then here she would be, and then we're trying to catch up with her, and it was kind of crazy. And I was like, look in the mirror, look for her in the mirror. So we finally tracked her down. And we just told her, we wanted to bless her, and that we had been collecting this money for the year, and that she had been on God's heart all year. And we gave her $60, and she was blessed. She just kept saying, wow. And she didn't cry, but she just was like, I think she was overwhelmed by the generosity. And of course, she didn't know how much it was. We folded it to her and gave it to her. So she had no idea if it was $10 or $500.
Yeah.
But she was very, very blessed.
She had on like a tattered coat. And
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she really looked like she was probably pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Neil, I'll let you tell this one because it's too cool. But he saw a lady at the same time
I
Well,
can't see
and
them.
felt like we should bless her. So go ahead.
I just kept noticing that she had like an ad in her hand. She was kind of walking along, and she'd pick up a shirt, look at it, and then put it in her cart, and then she'd take it out. So I just kind of felt like, we should approach her. So we walked up to her. After she got done talking to the cashier, we had no
And that
idea
was
what
key
it was
about the
about.
cashier. When we went in, I felt immediately that whoever we were going to be blessing was going to go to that cashier. So then whenever he said this lady, she was actually talking to that cashier.
Ah.
So go ahead.
So anyway, we went up to her and told her that we were in a small group, and we've had a project going on throughout the year to save up money and we just wanted to give this to you as a blessing. And she, got emotional and started telling us about how, first when I started talking to her, she goes, "You won't have to speak up." She had lost 50% of her hearing or something like that. And she was buying the batteries. So what she had been talking to the cashier about was that she was struggling with paying for these batteries because they were so expensive.
For hearing aids. For hearing aids.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so anyway, we gave her $50 was it?
Wow.
And she really, and then
She was emotional.
Very. She cried.
Yeah.
then Leslie was moved to, we prayed with her
Mm-hmm.
for healing or for her hearing,
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
so then it was Pam's turn. We went from Walgreens to CVS Farms.
Oh.
Do you want to
Stay
share?
with the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went from Walgreens to CVS, and Leslie was like, I feel like we need to really just bless an employee at the store. And so we're like, okay, so we go in there, and there really weren't that many employees there, and there was a young man that was doing cash register or whatever. So we're like, and it always just kind of felt so awkward. I'm like, how are we gonna approach him? And I didn't want to do it while there was a bunch of people around, and I
Right.
didn't want. There was another. We discovered there was another helper there, but he was the one that we saw first and kind of felt like we needed to bless him. And she was like, "Hey, we took his picture." It's like, okay, so she knew he was like a young college student.
It was Andrew. Manny's son. You know, Andrew.
You're coming in.
We went to their graduation party. We went to his party. So anyway, I let Pam take the lead on it because I didn't want him
Yeah.
to connect the money with me.
Right, because you knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he actually then, he came out from around the cash
Oh.
register and came out into the
Okay.
store area where we were at, and so then we just
Mhm.
kind of approached him then, and, I just kind of explained to him that, we were a home group, and we had been collecting some money, and we just wanted to, bless somebody in the store today, and he was
Yes.
like, he was very appreciative. I mean, it wasn't like over the top emotional or anything like that, but he was really appreciative, about the money. And,
He shook their hand
Awesome.
and gave me a hug.
yeah.
Oh, really?
So.
But yeah, he was just appreciative. He was like, wow,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
He's a college student, so
Okay, yeah.
new freshman in college this year.
Right.
So, and
Yeah.
I remembered what Judy said, well, what if it's somebody that you know? And when she said that, I thought, well, probably not going to be somebody you know, is what my thought was. And then it turned out being somebody I knew, and I was like, oh, it is a little awkward.
But it was fun. It was
Yeah.
kind of fun to go around and
Mhm.
just to kind of do that. And so I guess
It's an exercise in faith.
it is.
It's kind of awkward
It was very
at
awkward.
first. Yeah. Yeah.
So the awkwardness we had was at Dollar General. We gave to the first two people in that line, the third person was somebody we knew pretty well.
Oh, okay.
And so we thought, what are they gonna feel like, people were getting money to pay for their stuff and you didn't pay for mine.
I almost felt like, do we have to clear out this whole line? That's what I was thinking in my mind. Like, are we gonna have to pay for everybody? But
Well, we had an awkward
We just were-
moment too when we left with the lady who was crying in Walgreens.
Mhm.
We all kind of felt like while she was telling her story, individually we felt we should give her the rest of the money. But none of us knew whether the other ones would agree with that, so
Right.
we didn't go there.
Right.
Then we went outside and we thought, well, should we go back in? Then it all came out that each of us were thinking that. We were like, should we go back in? And then Neil had a good point. He said, no, because then she'll think that we're giving her that because she told us her story. So we
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
go back in.
Right.
So we felt like,
Okay.
no, we had done what God wanted us to do.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Sweet.